Y'all watch the
third
Colin Jones?
perspective.
Yeah. Y'all watch it. That's key. What you think?
What you think about it?
What you mean?
You the one that don't like Kaepernick. I just want to see if you're gonna be biased or
I don't like
unfair.
this clown ass nigga.
Why not? He was giving you information.
No, I said we talking about this right now, or we talking about him?
Him, you
I don't like him. No,
I know. See, I know why.
What you think about the series thing?
I think it was a little bit much. I thought it was gonna be his regular movie, and then 2 hours don't been done. I didn't know they was making it a series.
For real?
Yeah, it's a whole series.
That wasn't a movie though.
I thought it was supposed to be a movie.
Oh, I got you.
And then he made it into a mini series. And
All
it
right,
ain't
you
a
ever
mini
seen it?
series. It's a television series.
So what you think of it?
I mean, he made some good points, but it was like half of it was him and half of it was Ava. And I think a lot of her imprint was on it, with all the references back to history and black culture and all that. He didn't know all that. She put him on all that. I thought he was gonna just tell the story of his upbringing.
Now everybody know we talking about Netflix. Kaepernick. It's not his series. It's a series about his life.
Yeah, it's called COLIN, Black or White.
That's the name of it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a series on Netflix that's on right now. Anybody want to check that out? Check it out. But what you think about it, Red? Would you get it? What is it?
I think a lot of his influences came by people who raised him. They had good intentions, but they didn't really think it through. And what I mean by that is,
what do you mean by that, Red?
Because if you're a God-fearing person and you are bringing a child into your world, there's half of you and half are not you, and you don't go out your way to understand that child, you hurting that child as much as you think that you're helping them. So they didn't prepare for the world. He said it himself. He thought their white privilege was his, and he had to realize that just wasn't what it was. Now, I admire him for adopting a boy, but they were ill-equipped for it, and they were overlooking big issues. And I'm like, he grew up in a place where they had the Confederate flag up. He didn't get it. He around rednecks and holy rednecks. Them the two worst kind. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't get it. The fact that they didn't know that his hair grew like that and called him a thug, some of that shit was, it gets some insight to his early years. And all this, I wanted to be a quarterback crap. I personally don't believe that. I'm just like, I mean, I think you're scratching it with that you wanted to be a quarterback. Yeah. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you telling your side. All the references to the black history and all that, I get it. But I'm like, okay, we didn't come for a history lesson. We came to see your view and what made you do what you do. But it's your way. And I feel like her influence more of it than his. But so far, I give it a C-. You know what I'm saying?
Ava is who? His mother?
Nah, it's a lady. She did some other movies too. She do a lot of those.
You talking about the actress or you talking about the person?
No, not the actress.
She the one that did the She
did a lot of shit.
She did the five boys that was up at the New York.
Yeah. She did that.
I know what you're talking about.
She like to make everybody marauder and all like that. But
you talking about the director?
Yeah.
All right.
She co-directed it with him, so you can feel his imprint, then you feel hers. If you watch it, you can literally see it. When he goes into his preach mode, that's her. When he talking about his life and his football and all that, that's him. And then flip flops.
Now I'm trying to figure out: is this a something that's going to continue?
Or it got to
short shit.
They're trying to say they're going to renew it for season 2.
Like, how would you do that?
I don't know, because he only did it up until he got into college. Then they're going to do college and then
every hour you can step back and just go back and just let it be a show about the kid.
They should have did it like how they did it with the Central Park 5.
It was 30 minutes. It wasn't like an hour each episode.
What? I mean, all right, look.
The Central Park 5 was like 40 minutes each episode.
Yeah. Nah. All right. Father, I watched every series, every joint it was. I watched every one of them, right?
And 6 episodes.
I watched all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the whole out of all 6, right? There's 2 things I'm getting. One thing, he over exaggerating a lot of shit. Like, he interjecting a lot of the struggle of black people with him. And that's when he's doing too fucking much. It's like you trying to equate our struggle as black people with your struggle as a black man in a white world. And it don't match, my nigga. Fuck wrong with you? That's the only thing that fucks me up with this whole joint. Is like he's trying to equate the two himself as narrating it. It's like he mishing the two together and trying to say, okay, this is what this person lived for and did as a black man. And guess what? This is what I was doing on the baseball field. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Why you even put this person in this? It ain't had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bring it up. It's like he threw out any name he can think of a black person that done something in our history. He brought it up in this motherfucker. Just bringing it up willy-nilly. And then switch it to, hey, I want to be the best quarterback. Like, what the fuck? No, nigga. It's like, and another thing he doing in this whole series shit is he taking on a character now. He not even Kaepernick no more. He a dude that wear black suits in the bush. That's just like his stick now. Really? He done turned it into his thing? That's his outfit now? That's his motherfucking uniform now where he got to wear this bush? What is this?
You don't like his photo?
That and the cornrow thing in this motherfucking thing irked me.
Why the cornrow thing hurt?
Because they overdid the cornrow thing.
No, it was true though. And
I don't give a fuck. That was exaggerated.
No, it wasn't.
That was exaggerated.
You don't remember 2001 when Iverson and them started all that shit?
That's cool. That's cool.
And that world,
but that had nothing to do with him.
Why not?
He exaggerated.
He was 14.
First of all,
First
you go get cornrows and gonna walk around with the head bleeding.
Yeah, she did it too tight.
Nah, dog. Walk around telling me it's too tight.
Yeah, it's too tight.
Like, what the
fuck? I done it for one time. That shit was hurting.
For the next week, he went around like, this shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? And took it out.
Shout out to Tawana. She gave me my
he took the shit out, my nigga.
I took that shit out too.
But when he had to plan it up, all the bitches was on his dick. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was.
He had to have
that.
But nah.
You forgot that, right?
It was the way his mother treated him.
Huh?
You look like a thug.
No. You missed that right there.
Nah, you saw
it. Now you jumped it. Nah. Let me tell you why. Because the mother. All right. Let me explain.
No, she used the coach that told the coach.
Let's explain to everybody how that anybody ain't see this series, right? The mother and father are white as fuck. If you can think of the whitest people in Utah, it's them.
They were really from Wisconsin.
If you can think of the whitest people in Utah, it's these two, right? They have kids. They have a girl and a boy, but they can't have no more, right? So they adopt COLIN. It wasn't the person they wanted. They was adopting another child. They come back and told somebody took him. They already got him, right? So then they told me we got another child here if you want this one. It was COLIN. The white coat was like, all right, we'll take him. Right? Did you get to that? You didn't get to that part.
Yeah, I want to them.
So she said, I'll take that. I'll take him. That's how he ended up in the white. And we had this conversation before. We was like, man, it'd be odd for a black person to be getting adopted into a white coat. You know what I'm saying?
He had white, had black though.
No.
I'm just saying.
When you black, you black.
Man. Yeah, I understand. But look,
so,
don't drop you black. But still.
No. He was black.
He had white, had black.
No. And the culture that his mother and father was in, that was raising him, that was white as fuck culture. Right? Where
this is fuck culture.
The culture was just white. Like, if you black, you don't supposed to be here. That's what kind of area he grew up in, where if you black, you're not supposed to be here. So why are you here? There's a black motherfucker standing beside these two white old motherfuckers, and he about to let this door close, and he's scared if he let this door close, he letting it close on this nigga about to fuck these two up. You feel me? So he stopped and said, "Oh, you all right?" And they gotta always be like, "Nah, this is my son." Now, where I think them two are dumb as fuck is they're oblivious.
No, they're not.
They're oblivious, real.
They get it.
They don't get it.
The mother get it. That's why she has the black.
They don't get it at all. They don't get it at all.
She get it.
Like,
she just don't want to accept
it. Some of the things he tell them, they be like, "What's wrong with you?" Like that elevator scene.
Or the salt on the food. He's like, "Yeah, mom, this don't need it."
When you live your life, I gotta give him credit for that though. To live your life like that, it's tough, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like us as black people, we're around black people. We don't feel that part. You know what I'm saying? We feel it when the white people come in our area. Like we go get a job, or we go to their area, or we interact some kind of way, right? He was born where he he automatically is discriminate now. Everywhere. Like we can go outside right now and hang out with our folks. We're not discriminate. Everybody black. You feel me? He didn't have that option. It was constantly, he was in a white, like just white. You know what I'm saying? And I give him credit for as young, if this is true, right? Being young and navigating that shit, right? But that looked tough to me. You know? Like he was going through a lot of different things where the parents was oblivious to how he felt to that.
Yeah, like when he got pulled over, I don't think they did that shit. But then again, a lot of this shit happened in the 2000s. I'm like, everybody keeps saying racism dead. It can't be if this motherfucker was that scared in 2001.
I'm about to say some of these things I think he did too much.
Yeah, right? Like the whole cop put his arm on the
but
gun
I
and all
do
that.
think he probably got pulled over.
With both white people inside there and the cop still pulled the gun. I don't know about that. Now, if it was just him, yes, he would have did that. But two white people
that
in the van,
seemed like that was kind of sketchy for me.
Yeah, I was like, I even said that. I was like, hold up, man. He clearly see two white people in here with this boy driving.
No, what I'm saying is that's my point. He in the land of white people. Now you driving two white people. The police think that's something wrong here. You kidnapping them. You doing something here. Hold on, let me make sure I don't want to let this go past me. And then later on, that's some shit. You feel me? That's why they checks it because he black. So when they pull him over and he look for his motherfucking ID, man about to take his head off. And that's only because he's black.
And I was like, hold up, man. And as a father,
even the father was like, oh,
yeah, man, calm the fuck down.
And they still didn't get it.
Yeah, I'm about to say the father should have been going there. I'm like,
they're good actors. I'm gonna give another credit to the fact that anybody watching the series that the mother and father are good ass actors.
One of them is well known.
She used to be on Weeds.
Oh, okay.
The mother was Weeds. The mother used to play on Weeds, but I used to love her on Weeds too. But the acting on the joint, the father and the mother is just
watched that.
Weeds.
Yeah,
that was
I
my
used to
shit.
watch that too.
That was my shit. Oblivious to his feelings towards the racist part.
Yeah.
That they just looking at him like, hey, he just was asking were we okay? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like they didn't understand his feeling part of it.
Yeah.
And when he was looking at it from, they're being racist.
Like the coach. Coach is racist as fuck.
The coach say, hey, he got to cut that hair. What's going on with his hair? And he got to join braided, right?
Right.
Coach like, oh, you see something going on with his head? Like they made him told me he had to cut it. Like what did they have to do with anything? That was surprising too, because the parents was like, you have to do what they say if you want to be a star in this league.
Yeah, but the mother showed her true feelings. She didn't want to have it either.
Yeah, the mothers, them normal mothers. That's a black mother too. Some mothers don't want their kids with all that shit on their head. They want to cut that shit.
She didn't want to be viewed as
She didn't want that shit cut. She wanted that shit cut, period. That's a normal to any mother, really. But to her, looking at him, he looks like a nigga in the streets now.
I mean, the coach put the other guy over. I was like, damn. I thought talent went out. Talent didn't went out. They put the other boy because he was more prototypical.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that might have been real. But
I didn't like the narration part either. Because I think some of the narration, he was trying to take digs at shit that had nothing to do with this documentary. You feel me? Like, he was taking personal things. Like, his personal beast. Like,
with the Trump shit?
Yeah.
What Trump did go
the
at?
Trump thing was coming in and out of the thing. It had nothing to do with anything, man.
Nah, I made a point. That
like, if he talking about something like thugs, why would you use Trump? Because he said the word thugs. Like,
nah, because he said America saw him as a thug for kneeling, but not those who ran in the White House.
Who seen him as a thug? That was another thing.
He said Trump and them said
he kept equating things that had nothing to do with him, yeah. Like thug had nothing to do with him. Who called him a thug?
Well, yeah, this head braid, they call him.
Nobody called him a thug when he kneeled down. Nobody. Where did he get that from?
You sure about that?
Trump called him thug.
Yeah, Trump.
We're cool with Trump. Trump called everybody thugs.
All right then.
But I'm talking about what are you talking about?
He broke it down for you. What they call the thug.
No, he didn't.
He did though. You saw the whole episode.
He went into some shit that goes in the book. That's not what thug come from.
That's what he said.
So that shit he was doing, that come from a person that never lived in the hood. There's a white person reading shit, trying to look up why we made with these words. That's what's wrong with him, yeah.
No, and then he said he broke it down for you.
But he made
it decides who the thug is.
Another thing he kept doing too was making clear that he was black. You notice that? He not one of those people that's trying to, I'm mixed or none of that, right? He was clearly saying I'm black. I'm a black man. Now, that was one thing he kept on saying on his joint that was clear to me. Kept on bringing. You kept bringing up Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these people, and then equate it to you. Then say, I'm a black man to do this and that. So he's making clear that he was a black man. That was it for him. You know what I'm saying? There's no equivalence. So that's another thing up in a white culture, Slim. I really like that. I wish I could see something in depth more, like a movie or something. More than a series like this. I like to see a movie from the eyes of a person like this. I like this shit. I really like this shit, dog. I like this shit. I like the way they gave you the picture of a black person growing up in a white culture, you know. Whether they take it and like my man that was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Carlton Banks.
Carlton. Do they take it and do it that way? You feel me? He didn't go that route. He didn't go to Carlton Banks route where he could just blend right in with everybody and do everything they like done. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what movie?
You get it?
But you know what?
He didn't do that.
You know what movie?
Serious, if anybody out there right now, check this joint out. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with Kaepernick at all as a person.
Why?
But this series I like, yeah. I like this shit. You already know why. Why would you say why? What are you talking about, Slim?
He wanted to be a black leader.
He's not no.
Again, he never said he was, but yes, you wanted to be.
All right, let me tell you the difference between.
He never.
Let me tell you what he should have done from the beginning. That makes
you.
him different.
He not you.
What makes him a piece of shit, right? My man Irvin. What did he make clear to everybody?
Who?
Irvin. Kyrie Irvin. What did he get on IG and say?
I'm not an activist.
Okay. What did Rogers just say yesterday? Make clear to everybody first before this go any further. I'm not an activist.
But Kyrie lying. Kyrie.
Oh, stop. They got out there and out front and tell you, hold on, dog. Before y'all go any further, I'm not an activist. Don't get me into this. He didn't do that, dog.
The issue with Kyrie is he said that, but folks were still standing by him.
That's
saying
cool.
The same thing.
But you already made it clear that I'm not an activist and don't get me in that. He didn't do that. He rolled the wave. He had braids at 13, right?
Yeah.
When we was talking about the breeding and all that shit, he go to the girl house next door in the house, get the braids. He said it's too tight or whatever the fuck, right?
It was in the hood, but yeah.
Mom's would have been cool with it if it came to her and she would have found some professional person to do it. That's only her problem she had was where the hell you go to do that at? You know what I'm saying? So to her was, if you're gonna do that, it gotta be a professional doing that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's her only thing she had a problem with at the beginning. But after a while, she just ain't liking it at all. You know what I'm saying? But at the beginning, she was cool with him. But like, you can't go to the girl next door and all that shit. That's what she told him, which is cool. I get that. Like, you can't just pop up, run over there and get your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't come back with your shit like you is now. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had his shit bleeding though. What was that?
Like, who mama told him you look like a thug didn't traumatize him?
Why would that traumatize you?
Because that's your mother. Well, your adopted mother or not, that's the person to take care of you. And she was the main reason why she wanted you to get your hair cut. Because she saw you as a thug.
No, that's not true.
If you look at the episode, that was what she said.
That's not true. That's not true.
He's like, Mom, why? And she said, Mom, why? He asked her 3 times and she said, because, and she screamed at him, because you look like a thug. And the father said they're quiet. And then he said, and he tells you that. He said, after that, I never grew my hair for 14 years. I'm talking about why he started to kneel down and all that. And
that's why Mom said that she wasn't saying it out of just her saying you like a thug. You know what I'm saying? It was him asking her why they doing that, why they keep acting like that. It was her saying because of the way you look, cut your hair. That was me telling you she oblivious to that. She don't know. She just know it from a white standpoint of why they looking at you like that. You know what I'm saying?
So she didn't stand up with him.
They was naive, dog.
No, sometimes she want to stand up with him. Like when she took him to get his hair done. Because he was sad and he was mad, and she was like, "Come with me. We're going to get your hair done." Remember when she asked her co-workers where's a good place to get the hair done, and the black lady told her where to go.
He was sad because Pops was taking them to motherfucking snip cuts, whatever the fuck that was.
Nah, she was so
happy cuts, whatever the fuck. What's that? Super cuts, whatever the fuck. He was about to, that trash ass joint, Fresh House Grooming Studios, anybody want. But he was about to go to that joint, right?
You missed the whole point, though.
And the next day. He thought he was going there, and she was going to that joint. She had surprised him with that. That's what that was. She went to the black people
because he was sad.
Because he was getting his hair cut. He don't want it cut. He did. That was the whole point. He didn't want it cut.
Okay.
But Pops was taking him to supercuts. Mom was going to take him to supercuts the next day. But the next day, she surprised him and took him to get it braided instead. But to a professional. Get it?
No, she wasn't professional. She was good.
I mean, she was professional, but until they went home. Like, why they go home with that? The white girl, she couldn't stay in there.
Yeah, and she said, I'm going to go run some errands.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, Mom. Roll out.
She couldn't sit there, and she knows that his black side was taking over.
No, she was in the area that she just didn't feel
No,
comfortable.
his black side was losing moms. Like, the music was him. He was loving that. The food was, he was loving that. Everything was just, I'm good. Mom, I'm good. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And to her, it was like, okay, let me let him get the black of him in. You know what I'm saying? Let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me get away and let me just expose himself to black people. But it was the eyes of a biracial kid. It's not the same as just being biracial. It's literally in a white culture. That's the difference. You feel me? Like your whole life is just around white people. That's a tough dynamic to live in.
It's just white. It's a different. He was around the ones who had the Confederate flags up and
still
was strong.
Even the ones without those, they white. Shit.
No,
you know
some are a little less with that, but when they got the father wouldn't change the station. That Christian shit everywhere we go. I'm like, man, you tripping.
Oh yeah.
We not gonna do this. I'm gonna have headphones and I'm ignoring y'all because
I just can't imagine
you not bending. We got to listen to the same Christian rock shit every time.
Growing up being raised by two white people, like, jeez.
Then she ain't see the fact that he was tired of game days. I'm like, who wants to go there when you're getting ostracized the whole time? You getting fucked with at the hotel. The umpire fucking with you. The crowd fucking with you. You start getting tired of it. I was like, I ain't pressed to get up either. I was like, she's like, it's game day. He looked at her like, and?
I know. After a while, I was like,
and I'm like, first few times he was happy. Then he was like, and?
Yeah, after a while, I was like, nah.
You know? Then she said, oh, you can drive. Then I get pulled over and racially profiled. I don't believe all that happened.
But his white friend was cool to an extent too, because he was more better than the parents because he noticed it.
Yeah.
But then once he noticed it, it's like, just forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had noticed it, but like, I see what they doing, dog. But hey, fuck it. Hey, I'm gonna go get me some drink. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga said, I can't bring you with me. He said, you gonna get shot.
Yeah, that's how
I'm stealing out here. I'm doing boot games.
It's little shit that the white dude, his best friend, he noticed himself, but just didn't give a fuck.
He's like, nigga, you 6'3".
Like,
you get shot on sight.
Like somewhere they ordered some they was getting the ice cream. They was getting some ice cream or something. And his friend kept going back and forth getting them joints. Like, you know, I think it was taste test joints. And he was on his fourth joint. He was just crushing them. And man was like, you know what? Let me give me one of them joints. He goes on his joint. And white lady's like, hey, you already had one.
He's like,
how you know it was me? He's like, I know you had one. Of course he knows you. You the only black motherfucker English, man. She remember you. You know what I'm saying? It was funny and shit. And then right after that, he went back to his friend. He was like, man, she wouldn't even let me get it. He's like, why? He's like, she said, man, everybody, you only get one at each person. He's like, shit, everybody got like 2, 3. He's like, I know. He's like, where you going? He's like, about to get my fourth.
But it ain't for you though.
Yeah, that's what I mean by his friend. Was like, he noticed the racism, but he didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to get me my fourth one. It ain't like I'm about to get you one. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or I'm about to take you up there. We're going to dress this bitch. It wasn't none of that. It's like, damn, that's fucked up. I'm about to get me my fourth one. That's his friend. That's some fucked up shit, dog. And then his other friend, this is funny shit. I love this series, dog. I'm going to start watching this shit, dog. His black friend, he like white girls. All his girls is they white. They gotta be white. All the girls he think of that they dream of and shit like that, it's white girls he talk about. Yeah. And he always looking like he like the only white. He like the only black girl in his school. There's only one of them, I think.
I think it's like 2, but
he liked that one.
But they call her blue black. The parents
because she black.
That's fucked up.
Black, yeah.
She black, and they call her. That's what they call blue.
She ain't just black. She blue black.
That's fucked up. And
in the white school, you really black. You know what I'm saying?
No, she was normal. Yeah, she was normal black. She wasn't even blue black.
Yeah, I'm talking about the white school though.
Okay. Yeah,
shit.
she was normal.
She black as shit.
Yeah, because I called you on your shit.
Like, yeah, at least you ain't like those. You know what I'm saying? You a clean one. They use that word clean. You know, they did it with Obama. That word clean.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, you're clean. He's like, what that mean?
Yeah, it did do that with Obama.
Yeah.
Obama sucker.
At least he clean. Clean meaning you use acceptable black person. You know what I'm saying?
He wrote that down too.
That's what that means. But him, he was doing too much in that joint though. But
He educated.
I like the series itself until he try and inject himself as a militant leader and try to teach you something. Then it's like, nigga, what are you doing?
That's what you got.
Your mother was white, your father was white. Step back, relax. You know what I'm saying? Let the series go.
Original parents was white and black.
Nah, bro.
Now,
He was raised by Kaepernicks.
Yeah.
And that's what he is.
Oh, he's obviously adopted.
It's when they say this is my son.
Yeah.
I'm the father or whatever the fuck. Then they be like, oh, yeah, he's obviously adopted. Where you get him from? What country? That's when they always say.
Yeah, you gotta watch
this way this nigga lived at. That's why I give him credit for that. For coming out of that.
And it was in California. I was like, damn, I forget it's Booney parts of California too.
Because there's only a certain way you
No. He was in the country part, way up there by like Washington. Because he's had Bakersfield or somewhere. Because he wasn't by no city. Because when he met them kids from Crenshaw and shit, he felt like, damn.
He wanted to go with them. That's why I kept telling you that. If you watch the series, you looking at a kid that really, his black side is taking over his body, right? Mm-hmm. His mental state, his body itself, it just want to be around black people and their culture. He feels so uncomfortable around these white people. Put it like that. He literally give me the feeling of he's just uncomfortable all the time. You know what I'm saying? And in this series, those two are good actors. And his best friend, the white dude, he's a good actor too.
He real though. Yeah. I can't take you with me.
Yeah. He's like, man, man, you supposed to be my friend, man. Why you always keep leaving me and running with them clowns? Like, man, that's because I'm your friend, motherfucker. Don't you think because I'm your friend, I don't want to take you around them? What's wrong with you? That's why you ain't around you. I'm your friend. What's wrong? He didn't get that though. He never could understand that part of it. I'm not taking you because you my friend, dog. The shit I'm about to do with them will fuck you up. Fuck your whole whatever about you, this quarterback shit you want to do. You know?
The third perspective.